So, yeah, hi, all of you, my dear students. Actually, today was your science exam. Today, whenever you're watching, depending on that time. So a lot of discussion have been around about the difficulty level of this year's SCE exam. And के भने आज भन्दाखेरिमा चाहिँ यसपालिको अलिकति गाह्रो छ अथवा गाह्रो भन्दा पनि अब के भन्नु अलिकति बुझाइको लागि एकदमै फोकस गरेको क्वेसन छ. सो दे आर रियली आस्किङ यु चेकिङ योर अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ अफ concepts in science, especially biology. And also what I see is, all actually, biology, physics and chemistry, they are really checking your understanding. Group A, let's have a look at the questions. Group A, we don't have much of difficulty here. Sabai sajilo cha. It's not at all difficult. But your question, I really love the questions because it really demands some comprehension. हामीले राम्रो गर्नु छ, बुझ्नु छ साइन्सलाई भने हामीले अलिकति के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि अलिक गहिराइमा गएर चिजहरूलाई बुझ्नुपर्छ. खालि रटेर किताबहरू काम पनि छैन. त्यही भएर सो थम्स अप टु द पिपल हु सेट दिस क्वेसन. यस्तै हुनुपर्छ है. तर विद्यार्थीहरूलाई पनि त्यही अनुसार टिचरहरूले मोटिभेट गरेर टिचरहरूले त्यही अनुसार ट्रेनिङ दिनुपर्छ. मलाई लाग्छ योपालि गाह्रो क्वेसन थियो तर मेबी देयर कुड हेभ बिन अ बेटर वे. उहाँहरूले चाहिँ जसले क्वेसन सेट गर्नुभयो अथवा चाहिँ क्वेसन काट्ने जुन छ हाम्रो बडी छ त्यसले चाहिँ सायद अलिकति हिन्ट जस्तो केही हिसाबमा चाहिँ क्वेसनहरूको तरिका यस्तो हुन्छ भनेर केही कुराहरू त्यसरी प्रस्तुत गर्दै भए मलाई लाग्छ स्टुडेन्ट्स वुड हेभ वर्क अ बिट हार्डर. अब कोरोना पछि ठ्याक्कै चाहिँ तपाईँको यस्तो अलिकति क्वेसन आउँदाखेरि धेरैलाई अलिक गाह्रो लागेको मात्रै होला. अनलाइन क्लासमा टिचरहरूलाई सोध्ने मौका आउँदैन. अब सुतेर अगाडि स्क्रिन राखेर पढाइ हुन्छ होइन. अब आनन्दले बेडमा बस्यो. अब त्यसरी कहाँ हुन्छ. त्यही भएर यो च्यालेन्ज हो. नेक्स्ट इयर आई थिङ्क स्टुडेन्ट्स विल बी मच मोर अवेयर एन्ड स्टडी हार्ड. अल द बेस्ट. सी यू होइन. अब आइप्याकको फुल फर्म अर्ग्यानिक क्लोरिन पेस्टिसाइड यु क्यान जस्ट राइट डिडिटी एन्ड सो अन. ग्रुप बीमा पनि त्यस्तो केही पनि छैन है. ग्रुप बीमा पनि त्यस्तो केही पनि छैन. बुझ्नुपर्ने अब पढेको आधारमा इट्स क्वाइट इजी if you have read the book, if you have understood a little bit. And then comes to group C actually. Group B मा तपाईको ग्रुप B मा 11 नम्बरको क्वेसन. 11 नम्बरको क्वेसनले के सोध्छ त भन्दाखेरिमा write down any two symptoms of an individual having 44 plus XXY. So this is a question from biology. XXY. So that's the karyotype of an individual. यसमा चाहिँ X क्रोमोजोम एक्स्ट्रा छ है. बोइजमा X क्रोमोजोम एक्स्ट्रा भयो भने के भन्छ त्यसलाई क्लाइनफेल्टर सिन्ड्रोम भन्छ. त्यही हो क्लाइनफेल्टर सिन्ड्रोमको. अब तपाईँले चाहिँ सिम्पटम्सहरू लेख्ने कुरा यो चाहिँ बुझ्नु पर्यो. XXY दिएको छ. अब ग्रुप सीमा नाउ कमिङ टु ग्रुप सी, द्याट्स वेयर सम इस्युज आर according to some students and also my students. The first question, actually it's not difficult at all. You just have to understand it. के भन्छ त भन्दाखेरिमा mass of the earth is 10 times the mass of the Mars. So mass of earth equals to, can you see? Are you able to see? Okay. Mass of earth is equals to 10 times mass of Mars. Okay, let's write it that way. And then radius of earth is equal to 2 times radius of Mars, right? It's that simple. And then what it says is that if the weight of 1 kg water is 10 Newton on Earth, so on Earth, let's say this is the Earth, so you have 1 kg of water, so the weight is 10 Newton. So it's asking you, if you take that 1 kg water on Mars, so this is Mars, what's the weight going to be? What's the force by which the Mars is going to pull that 1 kg water? That's what it is asking. So it's simple. Let's have a look. एकदम इजी छ है. के गर्न सकिन्छ So you basically write, what do you want to find? You want to find the force, right? So force is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. So you know the mass. All you need is to find the acceleration due to gravity on Mars. That's it. Acceleration on Earth, acceleration due to gravity on Earth is what? GE equals to G, mass of Earth, right? Divide by the radius of the Earth square. And similarly, acceleration due to gravity on Mars is equal to capital G, universal gravitational constant, mass of Mars divided by radius of Mars square, right? That's all we have. So we want to find this one, right? But everything is given. Let's do the calculation. So what's the best way to actually find GM based on GE on Earth? That's given. GE, we know what? GE we can find from W equals to mass times acceleration. Mass times acceleration due to gravity on Earth, right? What is the weight? 10 Newton equals to, what is the mass? 1 kg times GE. So acceleration due to gravity on Earth is 10 meters per second square. That's what you can find. Now once you know that, you will be able to calculate GM. Let's see how we can do that. Let me just rub it on. It's a small screen that I have. What should I do? Maybe I'll write here. Yeah, I'll just write it here. Let's have a look. So let's divide 1 and 2. Okay, divide 1 by 2. What do we get? GE divided by GM equals to GME divided by RE squared. It's going to multiply. I'm just doing it directly. RM squared divided by GMM. MM is the mass of Mars. So GG cancels off. And then GE is 10 divided by GM equals to ME. What is ME? You can write 10 times MM. Right? RM, we don't have to put that right away. Squared divided by RE is 2 times RM. That should be squared, whole squared. Okay, don't forget that. Times MM. So everything cancels off. You don't need to put any data. RM squared gets cancelled, RM squared gets cancelled. So if you solve this one, you will get GM equals to, so 10 cancels, 2 squared is there is a squared here, 2 squared is 4. So what you will get is 4 meter per second square. See? Now you put the value of GM and find the force or weight. If you want to find the weight on Mars, weight on Mars equals to mass times acceleration due to gravity on Mars. What is the mass? 1 kg times 4 meter per second square, and that is going to be 4 Newton. That's the answer that you should get. If you got that, congratulations. If you didn't, better luck next time. Okay, so you can take another video. So question number 16 is quite easy. Let's move on to question number 17. Question number 17 is not that difficult at all. Magnesium ribbon. How can you make alkali out of magnesium ribbon? What is alkali? Alkali are those bases which are dissolvable in water, right? So magnesium ribbon, you have magnesium ribbon. What you do is you burn magnesium ribbon and put it in carbon dioxide, and what you get is magnesium oxide, and this is a base. It has basic nature, alkali. That's how you get it. So that's what you have to write. That's simple. And you can use magnesium oxide as antacid. Antacid is a chemical substance that is used to cure acidity if you have. And then question number 18. Let's go to question number 18. Okay, we go really fast. Question number 18. What's there in question number 18? The diagram shows the preparation of carbon dioxide gas in lab, right? How can you test carbon dioxide gas, CO2 test? How do you test CO2? Well, many ways. What you can do is you can put wet litmus paper, right? Wet litmus paper in a gas jar containing CO2. What will happen? What kind of litmus paper? Well, it should be blue litmus paper. If you put blue litmus paper, blue wet litmus paper, it converts into red. That is one way. The other one, let's go to the other one. The other one is actually to pass carbon dioxide into lime water. So this is colorless. What you get is milky white solution, precipitation. So milky white, you see. If you write this one, finished. That's it, boys and girls. And then, what's the next question? Of course, what happens if you dip delivery tube into the mixture? Well, you won't get carbon dioxide gas because there's no way that it can pass through the delivery tube and get collected in the gas jar, right? So what will happen if the gas jar is kept upright? If you keep it upright, what will happen? Carbon dioxide is heavy gas, right? It has 144 AMU, I think. No, not 144. 16 to 32 times 12 is 44 AMU, right? 44 AMU. Much more heavy than oxygen or other gases generally found in the atmosphere. What will happen? So if you put it this way, so if you have delivery tube like this, and if you try to pull it off, what will happen? CO2 will escape, or CO2 will not actually come along with the gas jar, right? So it will just remain at the bottom. If you pull it up, gas will remain still here. So that's not what we want. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, right? Next one is 19. So it's, oops, that's Nepali 9. Let me write down the English 9. So what it asks you to is to find the segment in which represents pulmonary circulation. So pulmonary means, so the blood has to go to the lungs and from lungs back to the heart. So that's pulmonary circulation. That is 1 to 2, right? Is that so? 1 to 2, yeah. And then mixing of uric acid occurs where? It occurs in liver, right? Liver is where purines or uric acid, which actually metabolizes into uric acid, actually gets dissolved into, that's where it gets dissolved into, or dissolves into, depending on how you want to say, into blood stream. So that's what it is. Removal of uric acid, where does that happen? In the kidneys. That's as simple as that. Kidney is where the filtration happens, and most of the if you need uric acid, your body requires it. It gets dissolved, it gets back into the system. If there is an extra amount, then it goes out of the body. Yes, question number 20 is much more interesting. I don't know whether you were able to do it or not, but let's have a look. So it is giving you 3 different genotype, right? TT, TT, and TT. And it is asking you to find among which of those, if there is cross-fertilization between 1 and 2, or 2 and 3, or 3 and 1, you have to find the combination by which you get half, 50-50, tall and dwarf. 50-50, tall and dwarf. So let's have a look. So you really have to understand how this how fertilization happens. So TT, if you take TT and TT, let's say this is father, this is mother, what are the possible gametes? T and T, right? Meiosis happens and you get these gametes. Again, meiosis happens, right? Meiosis is the process by which 6 gametes are formed, 6 cells are formed. So you get T and T. So if you have all this, what are the possibilities? You get TT, you get TT, T, again TT, you get TT, you get TT. Well, all of them are tall. No, that's not the right answer. So let's try with this one and this one. Okay, let's try with this one and this one. So you take TT and then you take TT. I think you have done 1 and 3 in your classroom as well. So I'm going to take hybrid and pure dwarf. So what are the possible gametes through meiosis? If this is father, if this is mother, T, T, this one gives you T, T. What are the possible combinations? So T, T, and T, T, and then you have T, T, and then you have, what else? T, T. So this is dwarf, right? This is hybrid, but the phenotype is tall, this is tall. That's the combination. So 2 and 3, they have to combine. There should be cross-fertilization between 2 and 3 in order to get half tall, half 50% tall, 50% dwarf. So genotype, what is the genotype? Genotype is hybrid, 2 hybrids, 2 pure dwarf. So 1:1 of hybrid and a pure dwarf. Let me just write that here. 1:1 of hybrid and dwarf. And what about this is what did I say? This is genotype, right? Hybrid 2, and then this one. Phenotype, what about phenotype? Phenotype is also 1:1, tall and dwarf. That's how you should solve the problem. Okay. Realize? This one. Tired? Huh? You can take the other video. 22. You have the electronic configuration of 4 elements, A, B, C, and D. So you have to just count the number of electrons, right? And then you immediately have the elements. So the first one has 11 electrons, so that's going to be sodium. The second one has 12, so that's going to be magnesium. So and C मा के छ? C मा चाहिँ कतिवटा छ? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 भनेपछि सल्फर, अनि त्यसपछि अर्कोमा चाहिँ 15 भनेपछि के छ? फस्फोरस, राइट? अब के भन्छ त भन्दाखेरि reaction between least reactive metals. So these are 2 metals, right? These are non-metals. Metals मा reactivity के हुन्छ? सोडियम र म्याग्नेशियम मा reactivity. So electropositivity जति बढी भयो त्यति reactive हुन्छ. Non-metals मा electronegativity जति बढी भयो त्यति reactive हुन्छ. So सोडियम र म्याग्नेशियम मा कुन बढी reactive हुन्छ त? हाम्रो चाहिँ सोडियम र म्याग्नेशियम एउटै पिरियडमा पर्छ, हैन? सोडियम पछि म्याग्नेशियम आउँछ. न्युक्लियर फोर्स अफ अट्र्याक्सन यसमा बढी हुन्छ, त्यही भएर यो सानो हुन्छ, यसको साइज अलि ठुलो हुन्छ सोडियम भन्दा म्याग्नेशियम. त्यही भएर सोडियम चाहिँ बढी रिएक्टिभ हुन्छ, हैन? पिरियडतर्फ लेफ्टबाट राइटमा जाँदाखेरि रिएक्टिभिटी के हुँदै जान्छ? घट्दै जान्छ. त्यही भएर दिस इज मोर रिएक्टिभ, दिस इज less reactive. So the least reactive in the metal in the given options is magnesium. So what happens with magnesium reacts with most reactive metal among them, phosphorus and sulfur. So phosphorus पहिला आउँछ, sulfur पछि आउँछ, right? त्यही भएर इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिभिटी बढ्दै जान्छ भनेपछि सल्फर चाहिँ बढी रिएक्टिभ छ सो सल्फर व्हाट डु यु गेट MgS द्याट्स व्हाट यु शुड ट्राई अनि त्यसपछि अर्को क्वेसन के छ त भन्दाखेरिमा भ्यालेन्सी दुई हुने के हो सल्फरको भ्यालेन्सी दुई हुने सल्फर हेज भ्यालेन्सी 2 अनि त्यसपछि कोभ्यालेन्ट बन्ड बनाउँछ यसले सधैँभरि अर्को कुरा चाहिँ कोभ्यालेन्ट बन्ड भनेको थाहा छँदैछ त्यो कुरा पछि डिस्कस गराउँदा तपाईँलाई मन लाग्यो भने विल डिस्कस अबाउट द्याट लेटर सो सी र डीमा कुन रिएक्टिभ छ अलरेडी माथि भनिसक्यो सी र डीमा अब नन मेटल्सको केसमा चाहिँ के हुन्छ इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिभिटी जसको बढी छ द्याट इज मोर रिएक्टिभ भनेपछि सल्फरै रिएक्टिभ बढी हुन्छ सल्फर सो द्याट्स अल्सो सल्फर अनि आइभीमा गएर के सोध्छ त भन्दाखेरि गिभ रिजन एटोमिक साइज ए र बीमा एटोमिक साइज चाहिँ सेल नम्बर एउटै भएर पायो भने हो क्या पिरियड त एउटै हो सेल नम्बर एउटै छ हो क्या त्यही पनि सोडियमभन्दा म्याग्नेसियम के हुन्छ सानो हुन्छ किन त सानो हुन्छ भन्दाखेरिमा म्याग्नेसियममा नम्बर अफ प्रोटोन एन्ड इलेक्ट्रोन बढी हुन्छ ग्रेटर देन इन सोडियम राइट बढी भएपछि फोर्स अफ अट्र्याक्सन बढी हुन्छ फोर्स अफ अट्र्याक्सन बढी भएपछि के हुन्छ यसले न्युक्लियर फोर्स अफ अट्र्याक्सन साइज पनि के हुन्छ साइज इज स्मलर साइज यतातिर सानो हुन्छ घट्दै जान्छ है त त्यसरी हामी यो क्वेसनलाई सल्भ गऱ्यौँ अनि त्यसपछि अब लास्ट क्वेसन अलिकति गाह्रो जस्तो थाहा चाहिँ केही पनि छैन गाह्रो 23 मा बायोलोजीको क्वेसन छ के रहेको छ भन्दाखेरिमा मलाई लाग्छ है अलिकति यो चाहिँ person actually loses the capacity of recognizing other people after an accident. Which part of the system is affected? So मान्छेले उ गर्ने मान्छेले recognize गर्ने मान्छेहरूलाई so this the temporal part is actually responsible. Temporal, temporal region. I think if you write cerebrum also, I think that's sufficient. I don't think they will expect you more than that. And your surface, why does it have particular color? Because it contains a lot of gray matter. Gray matter हुन्छ color gray matter हुने भएकोले बाहिरको सर्फेसमा gray matter बढी हुन्छ भित्र चाहिँ बढी white matter हुन्छ so gray matter because of that it has particular color. अनि दोस्रोमा चाहिँ के सोधेको छ भन्दाखेरिमा if you touch hot electric iron you have to what happens you immediately remove your hands right or your hand. What is that called? Reflex action. Reflex action which part of nervous system actually is active? It is the spinal cord, right? So your response actually comes from spinal cord without passing to the brain. Brain मा नभइकन के हुन्छ त त्यही भएर P को खास रोल मेरो विचारमा the question is not really P does not play important role. अनि S ले के गर्छ त रेस्पोन्स गर्छ रिफ्लेक्स एक्सन रेस्पोन्स एज इट इज रिफ्लेक्स एक्सन भनेर देखाउँछ त्यही हो क्वेसन चाहिँ के छ भन्दाखेरिमा इट्स नट द्याट डिफिकल्ट ध्यान